So on my way to New York, we stopped in Kentucky and I got a new set of tires due to some wear happening on my other ones. So to be on the safe side. And then this was our first stop, kind of right outside of Finger Lakes, checking out a horse named Play Big. So here he's kind of trotting along the road. You can see he's pretty quiet. He was a little foot sore because he had his feet or his shoes pulled, so he is out in the field. He had been retired off the track for a couple of weeks. And then we headed to the track here. This is Finger Lakes. You see there's a couple of horses that were working out, and we headed to check in into the office where we had to sign in.
11:05?
6.
We were lucky enough that we had one of the Finger Lakes volunteers show us around and show us a couple of horses that were available at the track. So it was really cool. We got to see horses in their morning routines and got to learn a little bit of the shed row etiquette. So you had to make sure you always stayed on the left side of the horses. So it was really fun to kind of see how the horses were and got to see lots of cute faces. Then once we looked around a bit, we looked at a couple more horses and had to load up. So Frosty was one of the first ones to get loaded up on the trailer. He waited pretty patiently. And then we headed back to the farm where Play Big was. You can see he's pretty ouchy because he's barefoot, but I decided to call him Gamble. So I took a little bit of a gamble since he was pretty sore, but nothing to think a good pair of shoes and a little bit of TLC. He loaded right up on the trailer. And overall, the horses traveled pretty well. So once I got home, I was able to have Play Big, or AKA Gamble, got new shoes on, and you can really kind of see the difference in how comfortable he is. So it's really important to have a really good farrier. My farrier does a really good job of making sure the horses are comfortable and balanced. And you can see here, he's kind of a cool, easygoing guy. He really didn't care about the tarp. He did end up getting a little bit of a swollen knee from whacking it in the trailer. So I just took him out in the ring because I wanted to see how he moved since he had the shoes on. Because you could see he was pretty sore in the earlier videos. So this is kind of like the first lunge, which I have my phone in my hand. So he's doing a pretty good job of listening to me. So I was actually pretty happy with how he was moving. He seemed to be feeling a lot better, but it's going to take him a little while. He's pretty sore. Give him a couple of days time and rest and kind of let everything calm down. And then I also gave him a bath because he had a fair amount of rain rot. So I gave him a bath with, it's called the E3, kind of a fungus shampoo. Works really well. And then I used Coat Defense after he was dried. So kind of getting that nipped in the bud. And then it's also really important when you have a horse that has a little bit of rain rot to then make sure you don't use the same brushes or sweat scraper. I made sure I kind of disinfected my sweat scraper afterwards just to make sure everything kind of stays clean. But he really seemed to enjoy his bath, and it's kind of just the first couple of days I get to spend with them. So I did the same Frosty. He's just got dirty from rolling, so he got a bath too, and just like spending the time with them kind of in the beginning, doing the grooming and just getting to know their personalities a little bit. So he was a really good boy, let me spray his face, and overall we had a good day and the boys did pretty well.